Imagine you install a trusted software update. It's signed, it looks normal, it comes from a major vendor, but it quietly installs a backdoor. That is the core idea behind the SolarWinds supply chain incident. A supply chain attack doesn't start by hacking you. It starts by hacking something you trust upstream: a vendor, a build system, an update pipeline, and then it rides into thousands of networks through legitimate updates. SolarWinds makes IT management tools. One of the big ones is Orion, used to monitor networks and systems. Tools like that often have broad visibility and high permissions because they're designed to manage everything. In the SolarWinds incident, malicious code was inserted into an Orion software update. Organizations downloaded it through normal channels. Nothing looked wrong at first, because the point was not speed. The point was stealth. Once inside, attackers didn't immediately smash and grab. They blended in. They waited. They carefully selected targets. They moved only when it gave them an advantage. And then came the familiar chain. Initial access, internal discovery, credential hunting, privilege escalation, lateral movement. Then the real prize: identity systems, email, and sensitive data. Here's the uncomfortable lesson. Traditional signs of safety can fail. It's signed. It came from the vendor. It passed change control. All of those can still be true, and you can still be compromised. Now zoom out. Why do supply chain attacks like this feel so hard to defend against? Because defenders are not just fighting attackers, they're also fighting incentives. Threat actors operate like a community. They share tools. They share techniques. They share access. They trade lessons learned quickly. Their entire system is built for speed and adaptation. Meanwhile, a lot of cybersecurity companies operate like a marketplace. And when profit is the primary driver, it can create a real disadvantage. Here's how. First, knowledge hoarding. Attackers share what works because it increases success. Some vendors treat intelligence as product value. That can slow sharing and leave everyone else blind. Second, selling certainty. Revenue pressure rewards clean stories, bold claims, shiny features. But real defense is messy. Attackers don't have to market confidence. They just iterate. Third, fragmented visibility. Threat actors see patterns across industries because they target everyone. Vendors often see only within contract boundaries, product boundaries, or customer boundaries. That can break the big picture view defenders need. Fourth, legal and reputational drag. Attackers move fast. Defenders have privacy rules, liability risk, disclosure concerns, and coordination problems. Even when a company knows something, publishing it can be slow. So is profit the enemy? Not necessarily. Profit can also be an advantage, because defense requires expensive, unglamorous work: telemetry pipelines, detection engineering, QA and reliability, incident response capability, the ability to support thousands of customers at scale. The real dividing line is not profit versus no profit. It's closed and slow versus networked and fast. A security company loses when it behaves like a fortress. Intel locked away. Research turned into marketing. Slow feedback loops. Minimal community participation. A security company competes when it behaves like a hub. Publish useful findings fast. Share indicators and detection ideas. Contribute to open tools and standards. Coordinate across vendors. Reward teams for real-world risk reduction, not just feature counts. Now back to SolarWinds. The lesson is not never trust vendors. The lesson is treat the software supply chain as a security boundary. So what actually helps? 1. Reduce blast radius. Segment networks. Restrict what management tools can reach. Don't let one platform have unlimited access everywhere. 2. Harden identity. Strong MFA, least privilege. Monitor for unusual authentication patterns, token behavior, and privilege escalation. 3. Assume compromise monitoring. Look for unusual outbound connections from management servers, new services, new scheduled tasks, rare process chains, remote execution indicators. 4. Be intentional about updates. Maintain software inventory. Track what changed. Validate what you can. And pressure vendors to prove their build and release pipeline is secure. 5. Practice response. Centralize logs. Keep enough retention to investigate. Have a plan for trusted tool compromise, because it is no longer hypothetical. Final takeaway. Supply chain attacks win by abusing trust. Threat actors win by acting like a fast, sharing community. Defenders win when they build systems that limit trust, verify behavior, and share knowledge just as fast. Because the goal isn't paranoia. The goal is resilience.